Good morning, my friends. It's Monday morning, and you know what that means. It's time for questions and answers. I've got QA-9 ready for you when I come back.
Hey! Roger! Oh, Rocket Chick. Roger! Hello there.
Well, like I said, I have QA-9 right here in my hands, printed up and ready to go. You guys are doing such a great job giving me questions. I'm actually, even though this is QA-9, on my screen in front of me on my computer, I have QA-14 in the works. So we have lots of questions and lots of answers, so I'm going to get started right now. Question number one, what is, in your opinion, the best place to eat in Manta? Well, people have heard me mention before Dulce and Cremoso. I think that if, for breakfast, you can't beat Dulce and Cremoso. But there's also Mr. Olon, there's also Cafe Verde. These are three restaurants that are right here in the mall district here. Dulce and Cremoso has 3 or 4 locations throughout Manta. There's one in Barbequilla, which down in La Quadra. So for those of you that are staying like in the Wyndham or the Poseidon or the Mykonos, any of those buildings in that area down there, there's a Dulce and Cremoso right there in your neighborhood. I have to say that it's pretty hard to beat La Novia for hamburgers and pizza, which is right down the street from where I live here. There's also a restaurant behind me here called De Roja, D-E-R-O-C-C-A. I believe that's the way it's spelled. I've always said De Roca, and somebody told me the other day it's called De Roja. Best seafood around, in my opinion. I go over there and get sea bass with shrimp sauce. It comes piled up with shrimp on top of it, and it's good, good, good. So the new Indian place is very good. I think it's called Southern Indian. I ate dinner there on my birthday on the 10th of December, and I was very pleased with that. There are, of course, a lot of restaurants on Restaurant Row, restaurants in the mall, a lot of small mom and pop restaurants all over the place. But those that I just mentioned are pretty much my favorites. Question number 2. Hi, Don. Can I purchase a piece of land or home and make payments? I'm 60 years old and I want to retire maybe in 5 years or so. Can't afford anything here in the States. Well, we've heard that, myself included. Got to make payments. I don't want to be discouraging at all. Sure, you can buy land and buy property here and get it financed and have a mortgage and all that, but you're going to pay out the nose for interest. We get 8.5% on our CDs that we invest here, and that money's coming from somewhere, and guess where it's coming from? It's coming from those high interest mortgages that the banks put out. They charge a lot of money in interest, unheard of rates like you would see in the United States. I think my interest in my mortgage was 2.25%. Well, you mentioned that here, and you're just going to get laughed out of the place. It's like start at 20% and up, or maybe a little bit lower, but it's outrageous. But yeah, you can do it, but I certainly don't encourage you to do that. If you can liquidate assets and come here with cash and buy outright, you'll be so much better off. Question number 3. So Don, I've heard you've had problems with other loud noises before, and I heard that Olon too. Olon. So would you move and where? In the first place, I'm never going to move because of noise. I'm not going to let noise beat me. There is ways to deal with noise. I'm discovering more and more as I live here that noise is really just a way of life here, and you can tune it out. Believe me. That's easy for me to say, I know, because the first time you get awakened at 2 o'clock in the morning with some party going on at a neighbor's balcony, and the music is loud. Now that's a different story. But when I talk about noise here, I'm talking about the barking dogs, the roosters crowing, the cars honking their horns, the taxis beep beep beep, and all this stuff, and the alarms. Oh my God, the alarms that go off. some days it just seems like it's never going to end, but then some days it's like you never hear a single one. It's 12:10 here right now as I'm recording this. I'm actually recording this on Sunday, but posting on Monday, and I don't think I've heard an alarm go off or a car honk yet. So if it has happened, I didn't hear it. I tuned it out, I guess. So, and Olon, I hadn't heard about noise in Olon. Olon's a little beach city, a little beach town. I've not been there. Amelia and JP lived there for a while, and then they came here. But no, I'm not going to move because of noise. No way. Question number 4. Have you ever worried about hostage taking of expats? Happened in Haiti. In short, no. No, I don't never think about it. I've never even heard of it happening here. I'd never worry about being taken hostage or anybody else being taken hostage. There are other things that I concern myself with. Give you a good example. About 8 months ago, in the mall, in El Español restaurant, which is located right across the hallway from Dulce and Cremoso, a drug lord was in there eating lunch. He'd just gotten out of prison, I'd understood, like 30 days before this. And right in the middle of the daytime there, 2 guys walked in with pistols and they unloaded on this guy and killed him right on the spot. I worry. I mean, I was told that they shot him like 10 times, you know. I worry about being a victim of a senseless crime like that, like catching crossfire, or, you know. I wouldn't even want to experience that, to tell you the truth. But to think about hostage taking, I'd never heard of it happening here, and I don't worry about it. Number 5. Don, you mentioned that you cannot bring a car in more than 90 days in Ecuador. Can you import a motorcycle? Harley Davidson, to be exact. Folks, I've been told that you cannot bring any motorized vehicle into this country that you can use for transportation. Ecuador wants you to buy your transportation here. But I know people that have brought their vehicles in here on containers. I've seen a Harley Davidson pulling out of the port down here one time. You know, some people get them in here, but I'm telling you, you bring a vehicle in this place, you're going to pay out the nose for import taxes on that vehicle. You're better off to sell your vehicle in the States and bring your cash and buy one of the local cars here. There's no shortage of cars to buy here. Now, as far as motorcycles, there's not a Harley dealership in Manta. I understand that there's a Harley dealership in Quito. But I can't imagine what the pricing on it would be. It would be outrageous. Most of the motorcycles that you see around here are the smaller 100cc to 150cc, maybe 250cc motorcycles, but I've only seen one Harley. Now, I did see a video at Christmas time. There was a group of riders that had some big bikes. So some of them looked like Harleys, sounded like Harleys. Some of them had some BMWs. There was a group of people that, for all I know, they came down from Quito. I don't know. You know, I've not seen it here in 7 months that I've been here. I don't see bikes like that. I wish I did, because I'm an avid motorcycle fan myself, and if there's anything that I really miss about living in the United States, is having my motorcycles. Number 6. Don, do you ever meet any of your viewers for drinks when they visit Manta? I have. I don't do it very much. This channel is growing very fast. Today I think I saw where I have a little over 2,900 subscribers. It's grown by over 1,300 subscribers in the last 28 days. And I get lots and lots of comments and lots of emails. And I spend a lot of time. I spend 2 or 3 hours a day reading emails and answering comments. I try to respond in some way to every comment that's posted, unless it's just, something that's just really not worthy of commenting. But 99.99% of everything you people say to me is worthy of me reading and at least giving you some kind of a response to. So I don't have a lot of free time, believe it or not. I'd like to say I'm retired and I have all this free time. When I first came here, I did. But because of all the time that it takes to manage this channel, it's difficult for me to go out and have a drink with you kind folks that will invite me. If you invite me and I say no, please understand it's not because I don't want to meet you, but I get a lot of invites and I just can't say yes to everybody. I'd sometimes have to have some time for myself. So I remember Amelia and JP were the same way. JP announced on their Discord channel back before I came here that they were not going to be able to accept any more invitations for lunch or coffee or anything. And I can understand why. Now they have 70,000+ subscribers, and it's a full-time job for them to manage their channel and all their stuff that they do. And I just can't imagine. I mean, me being at 2,900 subscribers, I'm sometimes overwhelmed by everything it takes for me to keep this going, and I just don't have the time. So if I run into you, I have run into several of you in the mall or out and about, and I really appreciate the recognition and the kind words that you have to say. It's always a pleasure to meet you, and it always will be, okay? Number 7, quick question. Are there any schools near you which offer daily Spanish classes? There's Spanish class schools all over the place. There's private tutors. There's online education. A lot of these one-on-one, in-person type classes are gone because of the pandemic, but I'm sure they'll return. I know as soon as the pandemic ends, which I hear here in Ecuador that could be pretty soon, and hopefully some in-person classes will open up, and I will get to go attend one, because that was my original plan when I came here. Was I wanted to get up in the morning, have breakfast, and go to Spanish class for an hour or so, and then get on with my day. So there are going to be a lot of them, I'm sure. Get on Mark Badbury's Friends and Amigos from Manta and Manta B, and look in the file section. There's people that advertise Spanish lessons. You can get on his page and just ask, tell people you want to learn Spanish and you're looking for an in-person class and you want to go to school, and believe me, you will not have any trouble finding anybody to help you learn Spanish. Number 8, can you please discuss insects and rodents in Manta? Well, rodents, I've not seen any rodents here at all. I'm sure they're here, certain parts of town, I'm sure. Insects, not any different here than in the United States. We get little roaches here once in a while, and flies come in, and I've had a gecko in my apartments a couple times. Cute little things. I like to try to keep them around until they get on my bed and crawl across my face in my sleep. I don't like that, but feels like a dinosaur crawling across your face when you're sound asleep. And one of those little guys run across you. That happened to me. I mean, there's ants, there's little spiders everywhere, and I mean, so far I've been in this apartment for a little over a month now, and I haven't really had a problem with it. I know that I see bugs that people have stepped on the sidewalk, the big wood roaches, big old cockroaches, but I don't think it's a problem, and they have pest control here, and you can buy all kinds of stuff at the store to help deal with that. Number 9, why are you considering moving to Cuenca? Well, my original plan for migration to Ecuador was to live in Cuenca because I like the fact that it's in the mountains, it's cooler, they have rain up there, there's lots of greenery, there's rivers running through the city. I think they have 4 rivers that run through Cuenca, and there's a lot of beautiful scenery there, and it's very cultural, just like it is in Manta, but it's very colonial there. I have to see it. I've just got to see it. I came to Manta to get my dental work done, Thank you very much, Top Dental. And that's completed, and I'm going to Cuenca in 2 weeks to visit for a month and see if I like it. If I can handle the altitude, there's a good chance that I'll be moving there. Number 10, the last question. I was wondering if you could tell me if your apartment allows pets or not, as a lot of retirees like them for company. Yes, that's true. A lot of people here have pets, dogs and cats. There are apartments that don't allow pets. There's pets in my apartment building, even though we have a sign on the door that says no pets. But, you know, you can always claim they're support animals. And I don't think that's, you know, hard to argue with. So, yes, you know, if you have pets and you want to bring them with you, bring them. I think you're going to have more of an issue, you know, with the airlines and so forth, and just getting them here, and than you will with actually living here with them. So don't be too concerned about that. So that's it, folks. That was QA-9. That was 10 questions. Good questions. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing to keep this channel going. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you have any comments, feel free to write. I read and look at every comment that you leave. If you like the content, please give me a thumbs up. And if you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. I get them in practically every video. So that's the only way I can know how good of a job I'm doing, is by looking at the likes and dislikes. So, from Manta, Ecuador, that's the end of QA-9. Obviously, QA-10 will be next week on Monday. I'm going to do these QAs every Monday, and then I'll throw in something in between. Thanks for watching.